a teacher flogging a student to death. Stick around, I'll be right back. I read this on Facebook. That's not the first time it's happening. A lot of news has been going on here and there concerning teachers who beat their students over a slightest provocation and it leads to death. See, the truth of the matter is that whenever it has to do with death or serious injury, nobody wants to hear what is it that child have done for you to even raise a cane at the child. And come to think of it, most employers, at least have worked with some private organizations, will always tell you, in this place we don't flog. No matter what it is, look for punishment that is commensurate to the offense and administer it to that child. Some people will even go ahead to tell you that you don't punish a child out of anger. There are some school owners who took their time or takes their time to always educate their teachers, their staff, both teaching and non-teaching staff. Each time the school resumes, they organize what they call seminar. Either a week before the school resumes, 3 days before the school resumes, or 2 weeks before the school resumes. Talking to them about how to teach and all of that. But I think that school owners should much from now do that seminar. 80% of it should dwell on student-teachers relationship, student-staff relationship, so that this thing can be controlled. Truth be told, there are people that have anger issue and they can't handle it. I dropped a video on this my channel. Please, if you have not watched it, go and watch it. Child upbringing. Probably because the way they were brought up and this thing, there are people that in their dictionary, they don't understand calmness. They always see violence and being harsh on any individual as one of the best way to go about resolving any resentment. Now, if teachers like this, if staff like this are not being educated, it goes like that. I've been in this field and I know what it is to handle children from different backgrounds. See, a lot of them get to provoke you as in to the last temper. How will I call it? Last patient you have. But in teaching profession, you are not allowed to vent your anger. In correcting a child, you should allow your anger to calm down. And that is why some people would prefer to ask that child to kneel down, leave the class, leave his or her presence until he or she is calm. It could take a day or 2 days before you will now call that child, call that student and tell the student, this is it, this is it. Instead of lifting a cane. We are in the 24th century now, unlike in the days of our parents or in our own days when we were raised with cane. I was raised with cane and so much shouting. I never liked it. I have never been a fan of it. But while I was growing up, I told myself, is this what you want? I wouldn't want it. But fam, it affected me too. Yes, it affected me. I have taught in schools, private and public schools, where, in fact, when I worked with the public school, I was almost like the labor teacher. Let me put it like that. Students that offend, students that wear wrong uniforms, students that at the end of the day, they come to school very late and all of that. I have to discipline them. As a teacher, you should learn how to control your anger. I understand the fact that some of these children can actually make you lose it. But that is why you are a teacher. That is why you are trained. You are a trained personnel as far as that profession is concerned. There are people, there are school owners that invest so much in teacher seminar, but you have to start to think towards this part now. Yes, you invest in teacher seminar, how to teach, how to improve the quality and standard of education in your school, to make your school the best and all of that. Yes, but you see this salient part, you have to start investing. I mean, I read this on Facebook. Yes, it has been happening severally, but the alarm, it is so alarming. And in this season, in this Yuletide season, when we, excuse me, these children have been off school for God knows how long, and only for them to resume, and you have not been able to work on your anger to the extent of lifting up a cane to flog that child, and the child died. I mean, yes, I know that there is no sane teacher that will want to punish a child to the point of death. Neither is there any sane teacher that will want to flog a child until that child passes out. No. And that is the reason the advice always comes from concerned persons. Some school owners, I keep saying it, in some public schools, the heads of the schools, principals, vice principals, heads of department, they keep telling teachers what to do, what not to do. Because you don't know where life, like my people will put it, mad. You don't know if that person is already a walking corpse. It's just that they are waiting for something, a mistake, and you happen to be the person that will commit that mistake. And at the end of the day, you start running, and the law will come for you. Fam, this thing happened in Lagos State. I wouldn't show you the picture here because, I mean, I don't know. But I may be able to show you the picture of another child who was also flogged, injured on the palm. Guys, I'll put it here. Here or here. Yes. I'll just show you. This is it here. A child again was beaten by a vice principal. A vice principal of that school on the palm. As you can see it. Injured. Bleeding. You don't know what these children are suffering from. Excuse me, so many parents in Africa, Nigeria to be precise, don't even have the money to eat. Talk more of taking their words to the hospital to run check, routine check or whatever it is that they call it, to find out if there is any internal sickness, ailment that needed to be addressed to. No, most people in Africa live by faith. They live by tradition and that. And so you don't know. These children come from different places. I know it's not easy to handle people from different homes, different upbringings, and they are under your care. That is why they are under your care, because they feel you are capable. That's why the school authority have employed you in the first place. That's why the school owner employed you in the first place. That's why the government employed you in the first place, because they feel you are capable of handling these ones. You are higher than them in age, in understanding, in application of daily life to day-to-day life experiences. Cane, flogging. I mean, I don't know. I don't even just know. And at the end of the day, this guy is on his heels now running. And he's declared wanted. Why are you running? When you would, I'm sure somebody must have spoken to him, but he wouldn't. Just forming, I don't know. I don't just want to criticize anybody, because it is not time to begin to lay blame. I'm only here to give out advice in case you're a teacher, that these children, I have been there. Yes, I have handled children from all walks of life. Children from very wealthy home, children from middle class, children from low class, children from no class at all, and their behaviors are totally different. And in fact, I handle these children ability. If I had depended on my knowledge, I would have messed up. I would have been a total wreck. But I depended on God. Fams, it's not easy to handle all of these children. Yes. But like I said, You were entrusted, these children were entrusted into your hands because the authority knew that you have already passed that stage. I mean, there are children that in their puberty stage, their adolescent stage, they tend to bring up some kind of character that you may not see as soon as they turn adult, as soon as they turn into adolescence. It is stage by stage. And what did this child do? My people, they said the child couldn't solve a mathematics question said by the teacher, and by the time he couldn't do that, the teacher vented anger on him and began to flog him, and the child passed out there and then in the school. Meanwhile, the younger brother to that child was in the school, and they didn't let him go home up until 5 p.m. The school authority called the parent of this dead student that the child slumped and died. Can you imagine the impunity of lie? Yes, I understand that the school authority want to protect their own name. They want to protect that teacher too. But see, you can't run away from it. That school needs to be shut down. You forgot the fact that the child's brother is in that school. And when he got home, he narrated the whole ordeal to the parents. And they confirmed from the classmate of the dead student that yes, the teacher flogged. Maybe the teacher just raised hand and flogged him once or twice. I am not also denying the fact that there are people that are intentionally wicked, as in when they are flogging you, they flog you with the whole of their might. They flog you with their spirit, soul, and body. I was a victim. I had a teacher back then in secondary school. I was not a troublesome student. I have never been. None of my teachers can ever open their mouth and say, you see this girl, anywhere there is trouble, they will always see her. None of my seniors will even say that, yes. But this teacher just came up one day. I don't know, he woke up. In fact, he has always been like that. But that very day, I fell into his trap. Not because I wanted to fail, but because something that my parents were supposed to do, they didn't do. And he vented the anger on me. What was it? School fees. How much was it? 450 naira. I had already told my father, and I stayed off school for like 3 days, and he gave me the money as at then, and I came in to pay. If you have watched one of my videos where I ranted about my growing up and my school days, I told you guys that my school was 6 to 6. Yes, you go to school by 6 a.m. and the school dismisses by 6 p.m. They have a lot of things they do, which I don't know. And period to that day, I came in on a Friday, so the previous day was Thursday. So from Monday to Thursday is 6 to 6. Fridays is always they dismiss around 12. Everybody go for their Christian religious program. And in each of these evening activities, as they call it, they give number to students that have stayed up until that time. And so that was my own. Those people that never had number, this man dealt with them. And I was trying to explain to him, sir, I wasn't even in school for the past 3 days. I'm also a prefect. I was in SS2 then. Fam, I was in SS2. But you know, this teacher didn't listen. He said because I have complained, he was flogging others. Is it 6-6? With this bulala, they call it, Hausas call it dorina. It is cow skin that have been processed, very strong. So they roll it. That one is 2 in 1. So when they flog you 3, that is 3 times 3. Is it not 9? So imagine them flogging you that thing with 12. He said because anybody that complained is going to double it. And I was like, how am I going to receive cane for? I didn't come, so I didn't run away. It is people that came and ran away that should receive this. My classmates, everybody was talking for me, but this man didn't listen. This man flogged me 12. Everything all over my back, my breast. By the time he left, I attended a guest only school. Just go watch that particular vlog. By the time he left, my school uniform was pulled out, and my fellow classmates were shouting. I didn't know the gravity of it. They used rub to apply to massage me. I stayed up until the closing time, and I went home. I had forgotten already what had happened. Only for me to pull off, I came out. Then we're in a public compound living with my parents. And by the time I came out, it was one of the neighbors that shouted, "What is this? Did you fight with a lion?" My mom saw it and she was angry. I explained to her. She said she wants to see that teacher that have the heart to do this to a child. Fam, I was in SS2 then. I was a big girl. And my mom was insisting she was going to go to school. I said, "Mom, no, you have never followed me to school right from primary. Is it now? Forget it. Just leave him." He said, "No. If I didn't go, another thing might happen." Fam, the next morning, I prepared. My mom followed me. We were at the assembly ground. And every of my students and classmates that saw me, they were doing like this. Because it's been so much. Do you know, they smuggled this teacher. They told him, my senior teacher, my senior master came into the office and saw me and was like, "What happened? Why are you here with your mother?" and all of that. We had meeting with the principal, the senior master, the senior teachers, and everybody was testifying that no, she's not like this. She's not like this. No. The principal said she even have, she's even a prefect, and so many things that happen. Fam, why am I trying to say that? I'm trying to say that there are people that wickedness runs in their blood. Yes, they want to beat you even if you die. Yes, there are teachers like that. And that is why I'm saying school authorities, school owners should always pray before they employ anybody. And after you have employed, keep reminding them, keep doing that seminar over and over again to tell them, whatsoever you do here is going to be on you. Because we have told you what and what to do. And if you go against it, you're on your own. Fam, the other child that the vice principal flogged that have blood on his palm, what was his offense? The boy, he's also a boy, forgot his English note at home. And that is the reason why that child was beaten again like that. What is it? What is it? Is it a crime for anybody to send their words to school? Why venting anger on children over little or nothing? You would have tried to understand why the child couldn't solve that mathematics. Why maybe the child didn't understand you. Yes. Why the child forgot that note. If the home is close by, you send the child to go get it. If it's not close by, it's a simple thing. Okay, now get a piece of paper. If you have as a teacher, you give. I have done that severally. Give to students paper and pen to write, and I will monitor. I'm talking about secondary school students. I didn't teach primary school. Secondary school students. Give them. And by the time the person comes back tomorrow, you say, "Oh yeah, let me see that note." That way, that child will not want to forget again. Because the stress of copying here, going to transfer it, is enough punishment. Please, teachers, be careful. School owners, be careful who you employ. In fact, I think it has gotten to a stage where you have to test people's mental ability. How will I put it? Their psychological, as in, yes, take them, let's have psychiatric doctors to check the brain of these people you are employing. In the government session, the same thing. The man that actually flogged the other child that forgot his English note that had blood on his palm is a vice principal in a public school, whereas the one that flogged the child that passed on is a teacher in a private school. So the two ways, the whole wahala is just coming from there. Please, let's stop adding injuries to our pains. Our government are not doing us well. We that we are also struggling to survive, let's help ourselves. Stop transferring aggression on these students. Yes, they can be naughty, very, very naughty at times, but don't vent it on them with anger. Try and give them. Me, when God helped me and I was able to work on myself, I don't know how, but I started feeling bad. Instead of me flogging, because most of the time, the way I resolve issues is to flog that student. But instead of me flogging, I devise several means of punishment. There are some students, you ask them to kneel down. Under 5 minutes, they have started sweating. and crying, I won't repeat it again, you know that that one has already repented. There are some, kneel them down for 10 hours, nothing. Tell them to ride bike. That was then. You check, that is why as a class teacher, you know the capability of your children, of your wealth, and you know what is profitable for them. Some, when you have spoken to them several times and they seem not to change, can you invite their parents? Before you do that, inform your head. If you are in public school, let them know. It is when they have given you go ahead to come. If you are in private school, the same thing. Relate it to the school owner. Let the parent be invited and let them be informed. Sometimes when the parent come, they will tell you, this is what I've been seeing at home. That is when you can now say, okay, what do you want us to do? We have tried this, tried this, tried this, tried this. Okay, I think the child should go on suspension. You see that before you know it, that child changes. I mean, please, please, please. It's not fine. Now, these parents have just lost this child for just nothing in this season. Should this be what we are talking about in a season like this? It's not. Please. Okay guys, if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me get your comments in the comment section. Have any teacher molested you before? I mean, have you been flogged? Have you been punished unnecessarily? Have you been injured? Do you have somebody that have gone through brutality in the hands of teachers in the name of correction? Let me know. And what do you think is the way out, aside from some of the things I've pointed out? God bless you. Stay put. Keep sticking around to this station till I come your way again with the next vlog. Remain blessed.